This week we have some major updates on Disney's live-action Tangled movie, Robert Eggers and Martin Scorsese's next films, the Odyssey castings, and more. In August 2023, it was reported by Scoopers that Disney was looking to make a live-action adaptation of Tangled, with Daniel RPK reporting that they wanted Florence Pugh to play Rapunzel. Later in July 2024, Zachary Levi, the voice of Flynn Rider, was asked who should play the character if a remake were to happen, to which Levi said Timothée Chalamet should get the part. And then on December 11th, 2024, the film was officially announced by Disney, with Michael Gracey set to direct, who also did The Greatest Showman and Better Man. Kathryn Hahn would say that she wanted to play Mother Gothel, but then a couple weeks ago, Daniel RPK reported that Disney were eyeing Hahn to play the character. However, Jennifer Lopez began liking Instagram posts about her playing Mother Gothel, so whether that's her hinting at anything or not remains to be seen. But now we have two conflicting reports on who will play Rapunzel. Daniel RPK has said that Florence Pugh is still being eyed, while the Diz Insider saying that Disney wants an actress around the same age as McKenna Grace, who is currently 18, with Florence Pugh being 29. Without any official word from Disney, the actor of Rapunzel could really go either way. Considering a director is already attached, I'd expect a release date and casting information at this year's D23. Nolan's The Odyssey releases on July 17th, 2026, starring Tom Holland, Matt Damon, Zendaya, Anne Hathaway, Lupita Nyong'o, Robert Pattinson, Charlize Theron, and now Jon Bernthal. Prod Week has production listed for February to August, with the Morocco set currently being built. Interestingly, Robert Downey Jr. is listed in the cast, so I'd expect an official announcement on that soon, because yes, the cast is big, but it's nowhere near Oppenheimer's size. It's been reported that Tom Holland will lead the film, with Nolan leaning into the mythical and fantastical elements of the story rather than trying to avoid them by grounding it. That seems fit considering the budget of the film has been reported to be Nolan's biggest yet, topping the Dark Knight Rises budget of $250 million. In terms of crew, it's been reported that Ludwig Göransson will reunite with Nolan as composer after working with him on Tenet and Oppenheimer, with Hoyt van Hoytema returning as cinematographer, having worked with Nolan on Interstellar, Dunkirk, Tenet, and Oppenheimer. Star Wars has seen countless films go into development but never make it to a finished film, but now it seems Lucasfilm may have two Star Wars movies releasing in the next few years. Shawn Levy, the director of Deadpool and Wolverine, Free Guy, Night at the Museum, and more, is attached to direct a new Star Wars film, with it being confirmed that Ryan Gosling is in talks to star. The film is expected to begin filming later this year, with it being planned to be standalone and not connected to the Skywalker saga. In terms of a release date, the film seems pretty far along, and Lucasfilm has a film slated for December 18th, 2026, so I find it likely that this is when the film will be released. Other upcoming Star Wars films include The Mandalorian and Grogu, taking the place of Mandalorian Season 4, which releases in May 22nd, 2026. Dave Filoni has a film in the works as a spin-off to the Mandoverse to release after Ahsoka Season 2, featuring some skeleton crew characters. A new film starring Rey seems to be in development hell, but Lucasfilm seems quite insistent on making it. James Mangold has a film set 25,000 years before The Phantom Menace, which was set to begin filming early this year. Taika Waititi's film has been put on an indefinite hold, and Kevin Feige's film has been cancelled. Moving on to Scorsese, Deadline has confirmed that his next film will be an adaptation of Devil in the White City. The non-fiction book follows a serial killer who murdered between 27 and 200 people in Chicago while the World's Columbian Exposition was happening in 1893. The film has Leonardo DiCaprio set to star, marking their second collaboration in a row and 7th overall. It was announced early last year that two Scorsese films were in the works, one being a Jesus biopic and another a Frank Sinatra biopic, with Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence set to star. However, in September, these were both postponed indefinitely, with Variety even confirming they were both supposed to film last year. Well, with this news, it seems that both have potentially been scrapped, since both Scorsese and DiCaprio have moved on to Devil in the White City. The Jesus film seemed further in development than the Sinatra biopic, as reports came out that Andrew Garfield and Miles Teller were being eyed to star, with the film being 80 minutes and possibly black and white. Robert Eggers has just seen massive success with Nosferatu, and now he's being attached to direct two new films. The first is Werewolf, a horror thriller film set in the 13th century England with dialogue true to the time period, which releases on December 25th, 2026. And the second is a sequel to The Labyrinth, with no release date attached to that. Eggers also came out in an interview saying no to ever making a film set in the modern day, saying this:
The idea of having to photograph a car makes me ill, and the idea of photographing a cell phone is just death. So, no.
Some smaller but noteworthy news is that Sonic 4 is set to release on March 17th, 2027, continuing the success of Sonic 3, which has become the highest grossing film of the trilogy. Along with that, Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars have both been reported to feature multiple watchers, according to Daniel RPK. Benedict Cumberbatch has confirmed he will not appear in Doomsday, instead having a major role in Secret Wars. He also added that Doctor Strange 3 is in the works, with no writer or director currently attached. The Michael Jackson biopic's third act has to be completely reshot as it follows the 1993 investigation of Jordan Chandler's claim that Jackson sexually abused him at 13, with the estate forgetting that they signed a deal to never include it in a film. David Leitch is in talks to direct Ocean's 14, with Brad Pitt and George Clooney returning. You can find more about those stories with other movie news either on my TikTok or daily shorts from the channel. Thanks for watching.